All right, today's video is at the GRUB MART in Auburn, Alabama. You're thinking to yourself, hey man, that's a gas station. Well, yeah, it is. But they also have a lot of bourbon here. And some really good bourbon, although you had to kind of search to find it.
Mm-hmm.
We will get more into that. We'll start off here. Top row, Yellowstone store pick, $85.99. Little on the high side, probably.
Right, for sure.
We enjoyed our Yellowstone store picks that we had last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't pay that.
No. I will say that there is pure Kentucky on the shelf, and it is not something that you would be clamoring about, but it is a good everyday bourbon, but that price is too high for it.
Yeah, pure Kentucky at 60 is a little high, Miss Courtney.
Should be about 40.
Yeah, I'm thinking 40 on that. Joseph Magnus at 122, should be about 100. Kentucky Vintage.
So Kentucky Vintage,
Which
pure
we've had.
Kentucky are both Willett products.
Yes. Good, solid, middle of the road, inoffensive bourbons.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
But Kentucky Vintage for me is $35 probably.
Yeah.
Boxer Grail there on the green, the Rabbit Hole Boxer Grail, that they are sourcing that themselves now. Rabbit Hole in Louisville. Interesting for sure. 3-chord we tried.
Not a
Two
fan.
different expressions of that in Louisville.
Yeah, not a fan.
And that is owned by Neil Girardo, who is the husband of Pat Benatar. And they've been a couple this whole time. I really wanted to like it, but
Just wasn't happening.
it just wasn't going to happen. 55 for the Michter's is a little much. Dickel at 62 is a little much. So you can kind of see where we're going with this. The Blue Note Crossroads is a good one. 51's a little much for that one, but whatever.
61.
Oh, yeah. But this Kentucky Owl 11 year, 245 seems pretty high on that one. But where else would you be able to get that in our area? Probably nowhere. So, you know, no hating on that. The little sneaky Old Soul single barrel 109 proof is good, good, good. The blue topped Old Soul right there, I'm telling you, that's a very good bourbon. I would drink that all the time if it were free. Wait, that's not saying a lot, is it?
That's
They didn't have a
It's a
price
very
on
good
that,
one.
and you'll see later they had a couple cases of this. I don't know what the price was, but I'm guessing that was probably in the $80 range, which is probably a little bit too high.
I'm sure everybody's probably noticed by now the scents on these
Yeah,
purchases are all end in a 9.
very specific prices.
Very specific.
Let's see, 4 Roses there at 60-something. Knob Creek, the Rye, 85 is a little high.
That's too
Penelope, the Architect there, that blue sticker, but no price on that. Old Ezra at 80-something. I bought Old Ezra here maybe 2 years ago for about $40 a bottle, and now it's 85. I realize the demand
The
for
market
Old
is a little
Ezras.
different now.
Yeah, I understand that. That's pretty cool.
I will say that most of the items here were, I would consider, a bit overpriced, but then again, you're in Auburn, Alabama, and the selection is not as widespread. So,
Little Davis County there at 61. Davis County, 61. Really nice summer bourbon.
yes.
We had that on the show, I believe,
Yes,
last
we did.
week.
Last week.
We
We
really
finished
liked
it
that one.
off in the pool
Oh, that's
on,
true.
On
We did.
America's Day.
It's a good pool drinker. The David Nicholson my finger in the way. The David Nicholson white barrel there, white label, excuse me, is a pretty good. I mean, it's a solid bourbon for summer. $42 is probably an okay number. The Barrel Bourbon 135.
Did you see the Blaine Bow was like 72? Like, that's way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Probably not selling a bunch of this stuff.
Now, the GRUB MART is right in the middle of downtown
It is.
where kiddos would be rolling in to pick up a bottle, so I get why they are probably a little more pricey.
Yeah. Journeyman 85 is still a little bit too much. Buggy Whip Wheat is a solid bourbon. They're out of Michigan. They actually distill out of an old tire factory, which is pretty kick-ass. And
Yeah.
enjoy their Featherbone. Let's see what else we got here. Going on the backside here, a little
Yep.
more Journeyman.
Yep.
There's the Featherbone right there at $67. A little much, but okay. A pot still. A handle of the pot still is $145.
That's, I mean, overpriced, but not crazy overpriced.
Not for here.
No, not for here. I mean, to find a large pot still just sitting in a gas station is kind of interesting.
Little Detling White Dog right there for $43. I would not want that. The Detling is surprisingly good, especially considering it's in Alabama. It's interesting to see Detling and Clyde Mays going there head to head. 8-year Clyde Mays for $142. In no way in the world I'd pay that.
Having another pour of this 6-year Pinhook. It's delicious.
The Covals I'm interested to try. I would like to try them sometime fairly soon. Now, if you guys are thinking, hey, JG, I'm not really seeing much here that's interesting, wait a minute. We got some interesting stuff coming up, I promise you. The trick
Well,
is
we
you
always got the Thomas S. More there, but the last one on the shelf, that's my least favorite.
Yeah, the
for sure.
Chardonnay did not
I
do
do
it for
not
us.
care for the Chardonnay at all.
We liked all of
So.
them except for that Chardonnay.
And you can usually pick that up for about 80, so you're definitely overpaying here, but once again.
There's some more stuff that's on the floor there. A couple cases of the Old Soul. Moving around. Some Wilderness Trail, including their rye. Love Wilderness Trail, even though they're from Danville, home of our arch rival Center College Colonels.
There's your big fatty of Maker's Mark.
Some Jefferson's Reserve. Almost hit the bottle there, the Blue Note Crossroads. And here comes our first little surprise guest. It's an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof hiding back here. Look at him.
He is kind of lonely, though. Most
That
other
is a
folks
find.
must have,
Now,
yeah.
I don't know what he's going to charge for that bad boy. My guess is probably a hundo. But good luck trying to find that stuff on the store.
It is
on the
interesting
shelf
how he's
in
just sitting there by
Alabama.
his lonesome. What we picked up was right back there. It was the NULU.
Yeah, the NULU Silver.
It was delicious. We killed it that day.
A lot of people, when we took that to the party, a lot of people
We
didn't
did.
know what NULU was. And so I
That
think
was
they were
good.
pleasantly surprised. The reason I'm showing this was kind of like hidden on the floor in the corner, like not even on the shelf. Early Times Bottle and Bond in our state is allocated. I happen to think this is a really good bourbon for the price. One of my favorites in that like $40 range. And absolutely love it. And
Then
it's just
again,
a-
I don't know what they were charging for it there.
Now this is behind the glass, so these are presumably their very best choices. And I wasn't seeing it, man. Clyde May's 10, Amador's
Yeah.
not going to do it for me. Kentucky Owl Confiscated, I think, is one of the most overrated bourbons.
I mean, Noah's
in the
Mill?
biz.
Really? Not a fan.
Had a lot of private selects. I was in here maybe 3 months ago.
This
They
is
still
their private select.
Yeah, they had their own pick.
This wasn't the Auburn one. Okay, so this is over in the corner by the door. Like, you open the door into this. So if you want to swing the door open really hard, you would knock this over. So that is the 6 sitting right there.
Plus, they had another.
And they had another case
Case of
underneath it. And behind it
Look
is
at-
a case with 2 more of the large pot stills as well.
And do you see this right next to it? It's the family estate, just
It's
sitting
a
in a
family
box.
estate sitting in a box. It is a full case of it and not a single one on the shelf. So very surprising. Very surprising. But hey, you know, if you're going to hide it, I guess that's the place to hide it.
Yes, so we appreciate them having a chance to go through the GRUB Mart there. We ended up buying the NULU Silver Top for I think it was $85,
Yeah.
something like that, which was a hit at our party. A lot of people don't know enough about NULU to buy it.
It was good.
It tasted
very
great.
good.
We were
Even
debating.
in the horrible heat, it tasted really good. It was
was
terrible.
really, really hot.
It was that Saturday where the heat index was like 108 and we were outside, but it was very good.
Yeah, it was really good. So,
Mm-hmm.
hey, man, it goes to show you can find decent stuff no matter where you look. And Auburn's a
That's
great
right.
town, but you wouldn't necessarily think gas station.
Right.
So anyway,
That was a great visit.
we enjoyed
it.
that. Always looking for good bourbon out there.
Yes.
Thanks for watching our latest haul video.
Make sure to subscribe.
For more haul videos.